Perry.
This is nice. This is nice there. Are y'all ready to have a good time? Yeah, all right, cool. You ready to have a good time? Yeah, all right. Look, I want to just, first of all, I want to say thank y'all for coming to see my first rated R comedy. It's off the chain, it's straight up off the chain. And Tiffany Haddish is amazing in it, she's incredible. It was really easy for me to write for her because it's like writing for a young 30-year-old Medea. So you really gonna love this movie. I want to tell you about the women in the movie. The character Tika Sumpter played, she's a strong character, strong woman who just, you know, New Yorker running her business, doing her thing, and her life is turned upside down. Incredible cast. There's a cameo that's a surprise in it that's gonna blow your mind when you see it. So don't be sitting here all bougie and shit. Y'all relax. Because you're sitting here all bougie. I want y'all to relax and really enjoy this movie because I promise you, this one you're going to enjoy. Thank y'all so much for coming. Hello, beautiful Madame Noir. Thank you so much for having me here. Appreciate it. Come on, we got to support black folks, y'all. Come on, let's support our, my 25th year in this business, and I've got the studio down in Atlanta. 25,000 cars came through the gates last month alone. Black Panther was shot there, First Man was shot there. There's so many great movies that's been shot there. Walking Dead shoots part of their season there. So I'm opening this door and holding it open for all the people that are trying to come into this business. And I got lots of folks that come down there and come to work and you know, learn and are able to go on and do things that they want to do in the industry. Because, you know, a lot of brown people have not had an opportunity in this business, and I like to I thank all of you and everyone who has been on my side, who's ever bought anything Tyler Perry, because you have helped this dream come true, not only for me, but for hundreds and hundreds of people, thousands of people that are down there working, so thank you. I get it. I know how important that is. I wish I could stay here with y'all to watch this movie to see your faces, because I promise you right now, you ain't ready. There's a sex scene in here. Ladies, you can thank me right now. There's 3 sex scenes in here. One is Michael Blackson. Okay, I'll pay you for that one. The second one is Omari. And the third one is Makad. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. What's up, dude? Y'all right, man? You good? You good? All right, y'all take care. All right, enjoy. All right, I'll see y'all
soon. Good evening, everyone. Did you enjoy the movie? Wait a minute, let me ask you one more time. Did you enjoy the movie? Okay, so I love movies when it evokes every emotion that I have. I laughed in this movie. I cried a little bit. I screamed in anger a little bit. Like, how did you do that to him, girl? So I love movies like that make me feel like I'm a part of the movie. I love movies that make me feel like I can come and bring my mom. My mom's here. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. I love movies when I can sit with my girlfriends and we can relate to the characters. And we can also be like, that's a good man, or he's not right. Something's not right about that one. So I thank you so much, Tyler Perry, for that movie. It was awesome. And I definitely think that it is a movie that you can go and tell all your friends how you can relate to one of those characters or one of those situations. We all got that sister, that cousin, that auntie that been through the system a few times, and we just want them to be quiet and sit down and be quiet. So I am even thankful for the role that Tiffany played, because I know people from our family that are just like that. But I would love for you guys to stay if you have a few minutes to meet the cast. Very close friends of mine, Shamika, who is the deputy editor of Hello Beautiful. I love to introduce this beautiful lady. Well, thank you. Yes. Oh, how beautiful. I love this girl. We go way back. And I'd also love to introduce the beautiful star of the show. One of them, Tika. Where are you, beautiful?
Yes, give a round of applause for Tika Sumpter.
You were awesome. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Yes. Hi. And then my good girlfriend, where's Amber at? Amber, hi. Everybody wants a friend like Amber, right? I I'm lucky to have her as my real friend. You guys were amazing. That movie was awesome.
Thank you.
We laughed, we teared up, we got mad, we wanted to throw something at you a couple
We did
times.
too. At me?
At you.
Why?
I wanted to throw something.
Women have to figure out their options as well.
Fine, but I wanted to throw something at you.
I'm sorry.
But it was awesome. Thank you guys so much for that. I'm going to sit back, Shamiki, you can take over from
Oh,
here.
thank you so much.
And then after that, guys, don't leave because we're gonna party.
We are.
Don't go nowhere, okay? We gonna party.
I know you guys are like, we heard there were drinks. There are. We didn't lie. It's after this. Thank you so much for that lovely introduction. And thank you everyone for being out here. I know it's a Monday night, but the movie was good, right? Let's see, round of applause if you thought it was good. Well, we have these two lovely ladies here. First of all, I don't want to throw anything at you. I want to throw something at all the men out there. We have men screaming in the audience. We have some really good people in the audience. Yandy Smith, Safari was here. LaQuan Smith was here. Hello, everyone. And we have a lot of great people in the building. Thank you all for being here with us again. But let's get into this Q&A. That means I'm going to leave some time for some answers. But first things first. Let's start with something a little fun. Tiffany Haddish's character gets out of jail in this movie, right? So let's just say we did a bid for one of these men, you know, on our nerves, right? What's the first meal you're eating when you get home?
Oh man, I would have to say like fried chicken, mashed potatoes, cornbread, macaroni and cheese, candy yams, everything that my mom could possibly make. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna jump on that. That sounds good right now. And like greens, we didn't say greens. Potato salad and potato salad. Yeah. Anybody else hungry out there? And a drink. Oh, a drink.
And a drink.
Yes.
Well, in this film, there was a lot of underlying themes, but one of them that stuck out to me was this list that you had. And don't we do this, women? We have this list of all these expectations, but a keynote was, if you don't like the picture, change the picture. So talk a little bit about, Tyler Perry be having morals. Don't he be having morals?
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously I think everybody should have some sort of standard that they want, but I think the list constantly changes and evolves, and there's variations of it, and I think you can't be so strict on every single thing, because nobody's gonna ever match up. You're gonna be with your list for the rest of your life by yourself. So, and I think men have lists as well. They have the wifey material, they have the one-night stand material. There's material too for them. They just don't necessarily write it down, but I think there's variations on the list, and as you grow, you realize nobody's gonna fit that whole one thing.
And I love that you have one hell of a bestie here to help you navigate life.
Yes.
And this list. Shout out to all my girls out here with your girlfriends. I see my girls right there. They always support me. So shout out to all of that. You are one ride or die friend.
Yes.
And you brought such hilarity with such little words, like even just your faces. Talk a little bit about the friendship and also being able to see black women in that space on the big screen.
You know, it was really fun. This was my first film that I've ever done, and joining such a star-studded cast, I was like, okay, I can be intimidated or I can go in with confidence because I booked it. I auditioned for it and I booked it. And fortunately, everyone that was on set they were so inviting, they were so fun, and they were so sweet. Everybody just came and they really wanted to work. So, you know, it was really dope. And I've been seeing Tika do her thing for years, and Omari, and it was just really dope to be a part of that cast.
I'm glad you mentioned Omari. Okay, so, well, I have to walk out the last few minutes, but we're going to get to this glove that Omari had on, because I want to know, did we ever get to the bottom of why he had that one little glove on?
Oh, it was the backstory is like he burned his hand, but Tyler kind of cut that all out.
Yeah, we don't really care. Let's get to the sex scene. Omari Hardwick, let's give a round of applause for Omari Hardwick. He was very vulnerable in some of those shots. Can you talk about shooting a sex scene with him?
He was vulnerable.
I mean, there were some camera angles that had
I was vulnerable.
some toes curling.
Yeah, that scene was something to shoot. I guess I didn't really realize like how stripped down I was gonna be until I because I've done love scenes before, but they've been like, not as stripped down as that. And So when I got there, they were like, so this is what you're wearing? And I'm like, what?
What was it?
Like a cloth. And, but, you know, being with Omari, he made me feel safe and secure, and there wasn't that many people on set. So, and once Tyler actually turned on that music during the scene, I was like, oh, okay.
It wasn't hard to get into character.
No, I mean, Omari and I thankfully have been friends for a really long time, and we have chemistry, so it kind of worked, and it worked. And yeah, it was beautiful and intimate. And you know what it is, y'all? I'm just glad like to see Black women on screen making these choices and like being layered and not knowing and being not carrying the world on our back, but like being a boss, but also being confused at times and not necessarily knowing everything you want. Yeah,
being vulnerable, that's okay.
It's okay, and so I'm just glad that we get to be sexy and vulnerable and strong, and we're not a monolith. We are, there's so many different colors, there's so many different complexities about us, so finally I feel like that woman is all of us.
I really appreciate it because so often we see white characters just get to be regular people. And in this film we got to see a Black woman, a regular Black woman, climbing the ladder, her career is thriving, and she is confused, she's vulnerable at points. How did you get into character? Obviously you're a successful woman, and you do have a big rock on that finger.
I mean, what's the question?
How'd you get into character?
I mean, this woman is women that I've grown up with and like, well, that I see now in my life and that I see climbing and that I see trying to assimilate into society. She doesn't even call herself Danica. She calls herself Danica. And I know friends like that. You know what I mean? Trying to, you know, just do the best they can and live and be in love and all these things. And I think a lot of the times we're not given the opportunity to fail or to make mistakes on screen. You know, we're either super strong or we're super struggling. You know, and so
that's the word.
Yeah, and so it's just like it's nice to have a mix up. And so that woman is people I see all the time. You know,
that's wonderful. We don't see Tiffany Haddish's character too much on the big screen. She was hilarious, guys. How funny was Tiffany Haddish? She had me dying. How was it working with Tiffany? And what was a scene that you could not stop laughing when y'all were filming?
I mean, it was just fun to interact with her in general because there were times when we got to just ad-lib and go back and forth if you saw some of the bloopers and stuff at the end. And it wasn't even really about like breaking character. You wanted to stay in character because you wanted her to keep going. So you just like stayed in character with her because you didn't know what was going to come out of her mouth next. And so I think it was more like, it was just more fun to play. Just, along with her being a comedian, she's been at this a long time. I know people think that she just came out of nowhere, but that girl's been grinding for a really, really long time. And along with being a great comedian and just being funny, she's a great actor. So it was just comfortable being in a scene with her.
Yeah, everything she's like, it was. You know, she's giving and she's not, you know, there was no ego and, you know, it can be nerve-wracking for anybody. I get nervous every set I go on, every time, no matter how much I work or whatever. And it was almost like we knew each other from years and years ago, and it was love, and she wants you to shine just as much as her. So it was a beautiful thing. We all wanted each other to shine, and we believed in each other, and we all came there to lift up and, like, move the needle forward.
Absolutely. And Tiffany was really funny, but so was Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, man.
That wig, first of all,
It kept getting bigger. She did it on purpose, but it kept getting bigger.
But we got aunties and cousins.
We do.
Ops through, you know, the wigs. We know all the wigs. You know, grandma
The ones that come out the package, you gotta shake them.
Give it some air.
Shake them to get some air in them.
We know air in it.
That's our family. You know what I mean? Like, that's our family.
I did feel like family. Also, besides, you know, Whoopi's hair, because we'll get to that in a minute. Your hair, both of you guys, was laid. Hair laid.
Thank you, Coco.
On point.
Yeah.
It was great to see that, because I feel like sometimes in black films, well, obviously this was shot on like the same set Wakanda was shot on, so it had to be right. But you know, we got it all right in this movie. Whoopi Goldberg, though, how was it working with Whoopi?
Oh my gosh. Like, it's like when she came, she's like a Yoda. She comes in the room and it's like a light that follows her and you're like staring at it. And everybody's like, oh, you know, and like she sits down and she like talks to you, and for me it's like a Rolodex of everything that I've grown up seeing, and she's just so gracious. And that scene where she was giving me advice, I was literally like, I love you, Sister Mary Clarence.
Oh my God. Yeah, so maybe
Right. It was amazing.
And you know, she doesn't even watch her own
Movies.
like, but she watched
This one.
this one. She actually came to premiere and watched this one. She usually goes to premiere and she dips out. But she watched this one and she loved it.
Loved it.
She didn't watch Ghost?
She said she saw pieces of it. And I was like, you in danger, girl. She's like, what are you talking
She
about?
had no idea. So when we did I did my press junket with Whoopi, and one of the guys was like, Molly, you in danger, girl? And she goes,
She didn't know that
and then she looked at me like, Amber, am I missing something? Am I supposed to know? And I was like, are you serious? You're a beast! She said, but I did that 35 years ago. I don't watch my movies.
That was one of the most iconic lines. She's great.
Isn't that crazy? It's amazing.
She surprises me. And also there was like this medicinal weed use in, was there any actual method acting in those scenes right there?
Off camera? I mean, we might have had snacks with Tiffany, but that's fine.
But Tyler Perry, he also gives a platform. He came out here to introduce the film before it started. He also gives black actors and actresses a platform when there aren't that many roles out there. You know, there aren't that many roles that uplift black women versus, you know, they want to see us as sharecroppers or, you know, and those stories are important too, but these are important as well. Yeah, so tell me why Tyler Perry is just such the mogul that he is.
I mean, just working with him, I feel like so regardless if whatever you watch or don't watch of his, or whatever you believe in him or don't believe, I love you too. Candace loves you too. Whatever that is like, he filled a space where people weren't being fed, and he created stuff where people didn't see themselves, and he created that space for them. So he was being inclusive before it was a thing. You know, and I think that's a beautiful thing. And he also created his own world where we can change lines on that day. When you change a line on a normal movie, that goes through a million different people, and things stop on set, and it's a big to-do. It's like he can literally write and cash your check at the same time. And he moves the needle. Every actress that you've seen out there, whether they're on a big network show or not, have come through his doors before they went out there. So he was basically hiring people before a lot of other people were.
Basically put some respect on Tyler Perry's name.
Put some respect on it. And we have a few more minutes, and I want to open it up for any questions that you guys have. Do we want to raise hands? How do we want to do it? Anyone have a question for Tiva or Amber? Where? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Here's a question.
Coming with the mic.
Hi ladies, thank you so much for being here with us this evening. I have a question for the both of you. As you all were reading the script and kind of getting to know your characters, there's a lot of stigma in society with women and dating, and you made the point in the film about how men do a lot of the same things that your main character was doing. Was that something that you took into consideration when you were first approached about the role? Were you worried about any backlash? Or what are your thoughts on that?
I love that she was in a moment of, she didn't have closure with somebody she dealt with for over a year. And so I think that's something, if you really look at your own life, if you've been caught up between one or two people being like, shit, I love him, but damn, I really like him too. Let me just see, you know, and then I'll go back and dip back, you know what I mean, whatever it is. So I feel like everybody has had a situation like that. And again, the reason why my job is to invoke some sort of feeling, whether it's, girl, what are you doing? Or, damn, I've been there. That's my job. And it's like, if I'm just playing a good girl, I mean, it's boring and has no colors in there for you to understand where this character has come from or is going, then I've not done my job and I'm just being a cute face and that's about it. So I'm glad to put those things up there because, again, like, we don't get to do that. We don't get to just frivolously date or be like, I'm gonna have sex with him and then he's gonna go and not have sex with me but my thigh. You know what I mean? Which is gross. But like, it happens.
It was so terrible.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add to that?
No, I mean, I think she said it all.
And we did this wrong. We did it. Dudes do it all the time. So sorry.
All the time.
All the time. Playing this world's smallest violin, y'all. Next. Thank you. Anyone else raise your hands? I see. Oh no. We got Mouse Jones over here.
How you ladies doing?
We're great.
Okay. Tika, you're faithful?
Am I faithful?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that I'm gonna scratch that question. No,
Who gave him the mic?
real fast. Kind of piggybacking off that young lady question. Since we're in the age of cancel culture and everybody's always outraged about something, how do you take that into mind when preparing for a role? Like, make sure you don't offend anybody, or do you even care?
You can't do that as
We're actors and we play characters, and if somebody gets offended by something they see, I think it's by your own spirit and it's by your own conviction. Because even earlier, Omari had revealed, him and Tyler Perry revealed that Tyler asked Omari to do acrimony, and Omari didn't want to play that kind of role, but that was by his own conviction. So for me, there have been things that have come across my table that I've read, and I've been like, that's just not for me. But it's not based on what anybody else would think about it. It's based on how great of a job do I think that I can do with this role. And sometimes it is how can I impact people. But for the most part, as an actor, like, it's our job to turn into these characters, hate it or love it. Like she said, if you feel something, we've done our job.
We got another question over here. Danielle,
Over here. I'm calling my whole name. Hi.
There you go. Yes.
Hi, guys. So this might be a compound question, but I know a lot of people complain, especially black people, about Tyler Perry movies and the treatment of black women in them. But this has been the first time that I haven't seen a black woman walk away with a limp or AIDS in a Tyler Perry movie. Although that happens to us at the end. But do you guys feel as black women, because Tyler Perry he gives up so many opportunities for us, do you ever pause when you are approached with his work, and like, what makes you say yes to the role, or even challenge the role?
Yeah, yeah, okay. So, we are human beings who, have opinions. And if I disagree about something, he's open to changing it. I'm not the actor who took whatever other roles that he has given or provided for other actresses, so I can't speak for them, but there are a group of people who love his films and who have he is the biggest studio in the country. And that's what I'm saying, love or hate, whatever films, he does what he does, you know what I mean? And he's evolving, like, this is evolving, and he knows, he wants to do more, but you can't, cut his legs for what he did, because he fed a whole group of people who were neglected. And who don't always watch every Oscar movie or every, whether we're slaves or whatever. They're like, well, I want to see my aunt beat somebody's ass. You know what I mean? Something like that. So it's just like, it's what you like, but it's fed a bunch of people for whatever you feel about it. Yeah, that's all I got for you.
Yeah. Thank you, Danielle. Always going to be insightful for us. Thank you.
And that's a great question. Yeah. But something like this, I'm happy that he did, because it shows exactly versatility. I heard you, boo. Versatility.
Blacks can be harsh. You know how we are.
Huh?
Black people in general, we go a little hard on our criticism.
Oh, we're very hard on it. Yeah. And you should be. Why not?
Are there any more questions?
Yes, we got one back here.
Okay.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
So I'm a fan of both of you. I love both of you. You and Glee, as Mercedes, you as Candace. This was a different thing for me, and I was receptive. I wasn't sure, but you guys did an amazing job. Will there be more? Because not only Tyler Perry did a great thing, you guys did a great job too. So will there be more comedy?
Yeah, I mean, I think for both of us, yeah. I mean, I was in the ride-along movies, which was great, but, you know, this is obviously more, and I'm doing Sonic the I'm done. I just finished Sonic the Hedgehog with Jim Carrey, so,
Wow.
yeah. So I got to be quirky and fun and not as serious as Candace, and I didn't sleep with everybody, you know, so that's been great, and, which I love Candace for, too, but, yeah, I mean, I think we're both striving for more, we're both doing more, we're both producing more, we're both creating more. You know, there's so much happening, so we're both excited. You know, we're really excited. This is a time that Black women in general, I feel like, are thriving and taking the seats at their table or creating their own. So,
Yeah, sure. Speak on the Black women. One more time for Black women. You know, it made me think of something. Chris Rock made an appearance in Okay, we just have to get to the whole Chris Rock scene. How did this happen? The stunt double had his hair set on fire. Talk about this scene right here.
I mean, it was just like Chris Rock's coming in, and then Chris Rock's gonna do his thing, and we just kind of stood there and watched. Like, I was completely just shell-shocked. I could not believe, I could think, number one, that I was in a film with Chris Rock. So I'm looking at Chris Rock like, at one point he looked up and was like, "Are you okay?" I couldn't talk and I couldn't move because I was starstruck. I really was starstruck in that scene. But yeah, I mean, he just came in and did his thing and said like a bunch of funny stuff and then, you know, lit his head on fire.
You didn't know, did you know what the scene or the direction of the scene was?
it was weird because, you know, comedians come in with like a list of jokes, and so they like, you know, he had like his papers, so it was like, let's just rock how he rocks, literally. And you know, we knew that somebody was coming that was special. They were, I heard rumors of Chris and all this stuff, and so yeah, he came in, he was ready, he did his thing, he did his jokes, and then we finished the scene, and it was done. I mean, we shot this pretty fast, so you know, everybody kind of had to be prepared.
Yeah. He was giving me CB4 realness. Y'all know CB4. NFC Gusto. Taking it back. I don't know how much time we have left. Okay, guys, we have to go. But the party's not over because we do have drinks and things upstairs. We want to thank you again for coming out to this HelloBeautiful.com, MadameTheWine.com screening. Thank you to all of the people who put this together. Ray Holiday, Nancy Smith. Thank you. Thank you, Tika and Amber, Tyler, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Movie opens Friday.